Hello and
Wait.
welcome to
Oh,
what's up?
no. Never mind. Go ahead.
Okay. Hello and welcome to the worst things ever. A definitive list of all the worst things in the universe. My name's Zack Weiss, number one Tuscan fan, and Daddy's little monster. I'm joined by Christian Herrera
Damaged. That's me.
and Eric Bayer.
Restored. What's up?
Nice. So I wanna. We're gonna start. We're gonna start with something different. Hey, if you didn't know what our show's about, every week we come in here with four topics and we try to decide what's the worst thing ever of those topics. But we did something last week that I didn't talk about on the show, but on Twitter we put up a poll for the topics that we did last week, and I kind of wanted to go over those really quick if you guys were
The
interested
results are
in
in?
the results. Yeah, the results are in. So for the worst MCU movie,
Mm-hmm.
we did. I think we ended up picking Avengers: Age of Ultron. Right, that ended up winning.
Good.
Thor:
As it should
The
have.
Dark World got 2 votes. Guardians of the Galaxy 2 got 2 votes. Iron Man 2 got 2 votes, so they were all tied. Captain America: Winter Soldier got 1 vote, which surprised
Really?
me. I don't know who the fuck picked
Negative
that.
Nancy out there.
Whoever picked that, fuck you. Piece of shit.
Ant-Man got 1 vote, which I can understand, honestly. Ant-Man is kind of lame.
Get out of here. Hey, these votes are rigged. I don't believe none of this.
But anything else got 0 votes. So Eric's pick last week of Captain America: Civil War, it got 0 votes. Nobody
People-
agreed with Eric.
That's a good movie.
Jeez. We don't got any film buffs listening to the podcast. No one really knows what makes a good Marvel movie. Goddamn.
Yeah, you gotta have
But you
Baby
did get
Groot.
vindicated, though, Eric. I'll tell you that much, because somebody did vote for worst cereal unanimously, almost. 4 votes, Golden Crisp.
Good.
That's
Hey.
fair.
That was the number
Right.
one. And
Least-
Lucky Charms was under that with 3 votes. Honey Smacks 3 votes. Cookie Crisp got 1 vote.
Get out of here.
But we also had a vote for Corn Pops. Somebody said Corn Pops.
Hey, leave the pops alone. Come on.
I like
gotta
Corn
have my
Pops. Corn
Pops.
Pops are great. They're out of their fucking mind.
Lucky Charms,
Um,
though, we're taking them down. 3 votes.
Yeah.
That's solid.
It's not as solid
for
as
the
Golden
type.
Crisp, though. I got to give it to Eric. The
Good.
people have spoken.
Yeah. Right.
And
well,
then
good to know that their taste buds are working out there, even though their cinematic analysis brain isn't.
I was shocked because we had 12 votes for worst mobile game. 7 of those votes went to Candy Crush. I was very
Hey.
surprised.
I'm
Yeah.
telling you.
Only 2 votes went to Animal Crossing and 2 votes went
Yeah,
to
that's a
Angry
good game.
Birds. Somebody said Clash of Clans, which
No
I
one
don't-
asked them. Hey, whoever voted for that, no one asked you.
So, thank you very much for contributing your suggestion.
Next time,
Um,
contribute to the ones we said.
And then I thought this was interesting. Rick and Morty fandom got 6 votes for worst
Oh,
fandom.
Oh,
That
fuck.
was the
Nice.
number one. Bronies got 4 votes. That was in second place. The Star Wars fandom got 1 vote, and the Disney fandom got 1 vote, and all the other fandoms got 0 votes. So
Okay, that's fair.
So the hashtag nerd fandom got 0 votes. The Nintendo
Whoa.
fandom got 0 votes.
What did we unanimously pick on the
We picked
episode?
we picked Rick and Morty. So they
Oh,
agreed with
yeah.
us.
That's good, and I feel like too, people probably didn't do as much in-depth analysis on all these choices as we did. They probably just looked at the poll and probably impulse voted or whatever.
Right.
But so with Rick and Morty, it's like that is probably the most current annoying thing.
Nah, I'm the only
going
one that watches
now. So, oh, okay. All right, guys. I know none of you have seen Rick and Morty out there because Christian is the only one who
Yeah,
watches it.
just me.
Well,
But
he's the only one smart enough to watch it.
I'm the
Let's
only one
just be
smart enough.
honest.
And you know what? Hey, I've been told I have a really good impression. Oh, geez, Rick. Hey, who is that?
Morty, it's
Oh my God,
Rick.
you do Rick.
bleh.
Hey, you do Rick. I do Morty. We're like a couple of voice actors here.
We're gonna start a new podcast. It's gonna be called the Rick and Morty Cast. So that's the results of the poll. Thank you very much for voting. I thought that was interesting, and I wanted to share that with you guys.
Yeah, I'm glad you did. It's fun.
And really quickly, I wanted to thank our sponsor this week.
Who?
Ocean's 8. You're gonna need a
Ocean's
boogie
8?
board to see this movie. Because take a boogie board to this ocean. You thought there was only 7 oceans in the world? Turns out you're wrong. One more.
Yeah. Boomstat, Helena Bottom. Boomstat, Aquafina. Boomstat, Sandy Bullock. Boomstat, Rihanna.
Blanchett.
Boomstat, Kate Blanchett. Boomstat.
Tups.
What's that girl's name from the People vs. OJ? Sarah Paulson. Boomstat.
Tuts.
Who's last?
Helena Bomb Carter.
I already said that one. That's the first one I said.
Shit.
Oh my God, we're gonna lose our
God
sponsorship.
damn it.
Oh Jesus
Fuck,
Christ.
I think we already did. Oh shit. Okay,
God, I'm
really
supposed to pay
quickly.
for this.
So we're gonna do a segment we started last week, but
Okay.
it finally has a name. We called it the addendum bit last week, but now I'd like to introduce the worst things ever. Flashback.
Oh. I like Worst Things Ever Redemption Arc better, but
Redemption arc. Okay, well maybe we can
Uh,
workshop it. But
Worst things ever. Resurrection W.
do any of you have a previous topic you'd like to flashback at right
Well,
now?
you know, Zach. Glad you asked because I do have one flashbackable topic. I know, real shocker. So I know at least one person out there who is going to be happy about this amendment. When we spoke about French fries, my friends, we said that crinkle cut fries were the worst fries, right?
And they still are, yes.
I can't say that anymore because I don't eat a lot of French fries lately, but when I do eat French fries, there are 2 places that I'm getting French fries, Del Taco and Raising Cane's, both of which
Why are you
have...
going to Del Taco for French fries?
Listen, I don't go there for French fries. You go there for your burrito, you go there for your tacos, but when they give you French fries on the side, that's like that's a cherry on top. That's the cherry on top, Zach. And I'm sorry, I told you guys before I didn't like crinkle cut, but it does the job. It does the job pretty well. At Cane's, at Del Taco, I'm gonna have to take back what I said about crinkle cut fries.
Okay. Do you have a suggestion for something that you think we should pick instead?
Mm.
what
Something
did Christian
instead.
actually pick on that episode?
I don't remember. I don't remember what I said on that episode, but
Yeah.
I'm gonna say right now, tots.
Those aren't even fries, though.
It's potatoes. But hey, potato.
you
Am
can't
I right?
say you can't say hash browns.
It's a
If we did
form.
like worst way to serve a potato, then yeah, you could say that versus.
All right,
crinkle
well
cut,
then,
but
all fries are good. There,
Hmm.
I've said it definitively.
I think you know what? I respect that you like crinkle cut now, but I don't know if I feel like that was a strong enough argument to fucking take down crinkle cut
Listen,
from the worst fry. Because I like all fries, like I said. Like, most of the time a fry is going to be good, but crinkle cut, they were the worst of the worst.
oh, you know what? I think I remember saying on that episode that I didn't like really thin fries.
You said really thin or steak cut. I
Now,
remember-
one of you guys said steak fries. Listen, I'm
Yeah, it was-
sorry. I'm sorry. Crinkle cut, you're coming home with me. I'll keep you safe here. Raising Cane's, Del Taco, you're doing it right. Don't ever change.
Well,
Cool.
Eric, what do
You
you
can-
think? Do you think we can still take down crinkle cut?
I think we can because you know what? Those crinkle cut, greasy, oven baked fries are gonna start to smell after a while. when Christian's
What after
ordering
a while?
them all,
They'll be in my
and
tummy.
he's gonna. No, you're not even gonna want to eat them when they're sitting around that long. So, I think
Listen,
you're gonna come.
You guys
I
are
think you're
opening
gonna come
up a
around.
fresh wound for our loving fans who like crinkle cut fries.
I don't think your argument was enough to dethrone it from the worst fry, because you didn't even give me one to slap back at. You know, you didn't give me like, oh, I really hate fucking curly fries or something. Like, You know what I'm
Maybe,
saying?
hey, maybe this time we were wrong. Maybe there isn't a bad fry. Maybe that topic was a bad idea.
Well, there has
All
to be.
fries are good.
It was your topic, first of all, but
Hey, I'm the one that comes up with the bad ones.
okay, but there is a worse fry. There has to be a worse fry. Like, just statistically, there has to
Burger King fries.
No!
Throw them in
be.
there. Throw them in the vault.
I can't deal with this anymore.
There.
We're moving on to the first topic. I think it's still crinkle cut. I'm sorry, Christian. If you want to come back and give me a reason why crinkle cut are better than another fry, we can discuss it. But right now, I think we gotta maintain that crinkle cut.
All right, I'll say my final words on this. If you think crinkle cut fries are good, tweet hashtag no fry left behind. All fries are created equal. We can make this happen. Burger King fries, you should be in. Shame on you. You should be in the vault. But for today, you live.
Okay, well, we'll put a poll on Twitter. Worst things cast. If you think crinkle cut are still the worst fry, and then we'll determine next week for sure if that's actually the worst fry.
All right. I'll allow it.
Okay. So the first topic this week, we're gonna go. This is gonna be my topic. We're gonna go worst Muppet.
Mm-hmm.
Does anybody have
Yoda.
a pick for this? Okay.
No.
I mean, if you want to pick Yoda, that's fine. I mean, it's
like
probably
for
gonna
Muppets,
lose again.
Yeah, one clarification. So for Muppets, is it literally just Jim Henson's Muppets, or like literally like all Muppet characters, like Sesame Street and stuff count?
I think
like,
Sesame Street should.
I think
count.
Sesame Street counts because those are technically Muppets too. Like those aren't. I don't ever think of Sesame Street or like Fraggle Rock puppets as puppets. They're Muppets.
Right.
You know.
Okay.
Those are Muppets. If it falls under the Jim Henson banner, it's a Muppet.
Okay.
I feel like.
I think Zach. I think you should go first. You always go first.
Yeah. It's just the routine.
You know what? You guys harass me about that every week, but I have gone first, like for most of the topics the last couple of weeks. So
because the bit is going strong. We're gonna keep pretending that you go first until you actually just go first all the time.
Okay. Yeah. Well, do we want to do an episode where I just go first?
I mean, what else is new?
Doesn't matter.
You're gonna edit it to make it that you went first anyway.
I could edit it that way. Yeah.
You'll put your response at the front.
All right. So here's my pick for worst Muppet. Are you guys ready for this? I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go New Zealand.
Come on, little. You know what? I'll allow it.
Okay, New Zealand. If you're not familiar, he's this guy in like some Greatest Showman ass outfit. He looks like Hugh Jackman in The Greatest Showman.
He does.
He's got a mustache. He's got a little Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer nose, and he throws a fish.
Boomerang fish.
His entire joke is that he throws a fish.
Okay. Just realized who you're talking about. Sorry.
I don't think there is a single other thing about him except that he throws fish and he's got fish.
Yeah,
I can't think of a single other thing, and I just don't understand the joke. I don't understand why this character exists.
There's very few one-note Muppets.
Okay.
Let him do his thing.
I like some one-note Muppets though. Like I think I might get some hate for this.
Harry the explosives one?
Oh shit, he's pretty bad too.
Oh, come on.
But I think New Zealand is with his boomerang fish is lame. But what I wanted to say was I think Beaker is kind of also a one-note Muppet.
Yeah.
People love Beaker, and he is just kind of like me. Like that's the entire thing.
They love him like they love Baby Groot.
I guess so. And it's not that I hate Beaker. I think Beaker's great. He's a great one-note Muppet though, and I feel like New Zealand, he's got nothing. He doesn't even come close to Beaker, and Beaker's not even that great to begin with. You know what I'm saying?
Damn, you're bringing down two Muppets today?
I don't like. even Beaker I like. I think Beaker can be used well, especially in Muppets 3D. He's great in that.
He's got a lot of good physical comedy. You
He's
can't
got
knock
some
him for
good
that.
physical comedy. I can't knock him for that. That's true. But I feel like New Zealand, there's nothing there. Like, I've never laughed at a New Zealand joke.
Do you like his name?
Saying? No.
You don't think it's funny?
They just added an L to New Zealand.
Yeah, it's kind of like a joke.
But what is the joke?
Like a pun.
It's not
joke.
like
Kinda
he
like
has a New Zealand accent or anything.
You're right. He shouldn't he?
You'd think so.
Do a New Zealand impression.
I can't.
I think we should each do an impression of the Muppet we pick. That's only fair.
I don't think doesn't he talk something like like something like that.
Yeah,
He actually talks. He's like, "Oh, I've got a fish." That's his fucking bit, right?
That was perfect.
Perfect.
So that's my pick. I'm gonna let you guys go now. I mean, I don't know if you can top New Zealand, but
I think I could top New Zealand pretty easily.
Okay, let me hear it.
Guys, you guys know I'm a real Muppet head. I'm not gonna lie about that. But the one Muppet who I've never liked my entire life and has always confused me why anyone would like this Muppet is Miss Piggy.
Whoa.
Oh no.
Now here's the thing about the pig. Miss Piggy, she's not funny. She's like abusive to Kermit the Frog. Kermit doesn't even really like her. It's sort of like a playful, like flirty, like, you're going to be my guy. And he's like, oh, I don't want to be your guy. And that's been going on for
Kermit
like 60
absolutely
years.
likes her.
What
are you talking about?
I don't know. I feel like the bit is always like...
I think he's forced into it. It's kind of like he's held at gunpoint.
Yeah.
No,
yeah, it's like he's the...
We saw in the Muppets
like the
TV show.
one.
We saw
the
in
Muppets,
the Muppets
2012 or whatever it was.
2011 TV show, yeah. It might be 2012. I don't know. We saw that he's with a new, sexier, younger pig, and it's really gross because they point it out.
Very cute pig. Very
and
sexy.
He keeps talking about this pig, and he says he's a pig man.
Well, what can I say? I'm attracted to pigs.
So he's into Miss Piggy. Like
in that, that's not to me. That's not canon. That show sucks. Everything about that show's bad. If I had to pick a worst Muppet,
Kermit wouldn't stick around if he didn't like the abuse. You know what I'm saying?
You're right. No, you're right. It's he likes it, but as an outsider looking in, it seems like an unhealthy relationship.
Yeah.
I don't think Miss Piggy's funny. I don't think she's ever done anything funny. She's very you see a lot of like girls doing like, oh, Miss Piggy is woman power and girl power and empowering to women, but she's really like selfish and doesn't do anything for anyone else most of the time. So yeah, I'm gonna say Miss Piggy down the toilet, and
damn.
And I'll go ahead and do my impression now to get that out of the way. Kermie. That's it.
Oh, Kermie, my Kermie.
Hey, Zach's doing it now too. Zach, you're gonna do Eric's too.
Okay, great.
It wouldn't be fair.
I'll do one for each.
Yeah, at this rate, you
listen, Rob. She does that too. She does the really high like high pitch like Kermie. Oh, hello, Kermie. That sort of shit. But then she also does the I'm Miss Piggy. That she does that shit too. Eric, what's your pick for worst Muppet?
Wait. Before he picks, why don't you just do an impression of the one that you think he's gonna pick?
Oh my god. You're not gonna guess it. You're really not gonna guess it.
Let's
just go ahead. Don't even say the name. Just go ahead and do an impression of the one.
I'm just thinking. I'm thinking what I think he might pick. Fuck. Who would he pick?
I have two runners up, and I'll even be surprised if you pick
I don't know how to do an Elmo impression, but that's my pick.
The fact that he had to ask if Sesame Street counts, I feel like it's not going to be a Sesame Street character. Oh man, I want to do one. I want to get. I'll just go Waka Waka.
No, not Fozzie Bear.
Oh, come on.
What's your pick, Eric?
Go ahead, Eric. Just do it.
My pick
Pull the trigger.
is Clifford from the Muppets Tonight Show.
Oh, come on.
Yeah, that dude is
I
lame.
like Clifford.
all he really serves no purpose
That
other than to
guy.
host the
He
show.
goes,
I forgot about that
"Hey,
guy."
Kermit, Kermit.
But like, you don't even need him. Just have Kermit host it because he
Muppets
does
in
nothing
space.
else.
He was on the
Except
Arsenio
host it.
Hall show, right?
Was he?
Yeah.
He acts like Arsenio Hall.
Yeah,
I don't know.
Kermit and Clifford were both on Arsenio Hall.
I don't think he's a good counterpart for Kermit. He's just kind of like a dweeb. He's just like, oh, hey man, we're gonna host the Muppets tonight, and you don't get anything out of him other than him introducing stuff and whatever. Like you don't even need a unique Muppet for that. Just have Kermit host it. Kermit's the face.
Yeah, I guess you're right.
He's no purpose, and I also think he's a little bit racist.
Listen,
He is a little bit of a racist caricature. I'm not gonna lie. He's got those big lips.
Yeah, the
He's
lips
got
are like if you look at a side profile of that character and you see how much they like elongated the character's lips away from its face, it's like someone intentionally fucking did this on purpose.
He looks like a fish.
Oh, okay.
I don't know what he's supposed to be. Like some of the Muppets, like Electric Mayhem, they're all, humans.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
So it's not necessarily the same thing. There's a bunch of human Muppets, don't get me wrong. But, when they do like out there designs like that, usually they try to make it more like an animal or something, and he's just a weird monster.
He's a thingamajig.
I guess so.
You're right.
I don't dislike Clifford.
Right.
He's fine. I mean, like, he's just kind of middle of the road for me. It's like there's not necessarily a reason for him to exist, but I don't even consider him when I think of Muppets,
I feel like they do that every time. Every time they're trying to like relaunch the Muppets, they like bring out new Muppets, even though there's really no reason to. They did that with Clifford. They did that with Walter in the newer Muppet movies.
Yeah, Walter sucks.
They did that with like all the new characters in the Muppets reboot show. What do we even call it? Muppets ABC. The one like they introduced a bunch of new Muppets, even though there's hundreds to choose from. They just kept introducing new ones.
They need to stop introducing Muppets. I think that's a fair statement.
You think we've hit the cap?
I think. Well, maybe it's like Pokemon. Like every new thing, they just want to come out with 150 more.
Eric, I'm curious. What were your runner-ups? Because I had no runner-ups. I was ready the second I heard the topic.
Oh damn. My runner-ups were either Sam the Eagle. Or...
No.
Oh come on! I love Sam.
He's all right, but like I said, I think he's got.
It's called a salute to all nations, but mostly America.
Yeah, great moments of history, but just the American parts.
I don't love it. I personally just don't love his shtick, but I think it's fine, which is why I didn't pick him. And also, this one is going to be even more controversial, I think. But Sweetums was my
Sweetums.
But hey, and the only reason I picked it is because Sweetums scared the motherfucking hell out of me. As a child, and when I was trying to consider this topic, I was like, you know what? That guy shouldn't even be. He's way too scary for children. Like I watched her horror as a kid. When I was a kid, I loved like Goosebumps. Are You Afraid of the Dark? I turn on the Muppets. I see fucking Sweetums. I want to turn it the fuck off. I'm like, holy shit!
The lamest crap.
Sure.
When I went to see the Muppets Vision 3D at Disney World, I was actually starstruck when the guy dressed as Sweetums walked out.
You know what? I have a story about that. When I went and saw it, the guy who played Sweetums actually came out into the audience and sat next to me.
Oh my god! I'd wig out so bad.
You shit your pants. But it fucked up the show because Sweetums is on screen. He's on screen
you're right.
That's supposed to happen.
Oh, wasn't part of the show? Like he was just kind of hanging out.
Yeah, he was just sitting down next to me.
For fun.
Well, he's probably just like, well, this guy isn't a kid, so he won't give a shit.
No, I was a kid at the time. I was like 13.
Oh, really?
13? Come on, 13's
12.
You know what's real.
Yeah, that's true.
I want Eric to meet Sweetums now.
Yeah,
no.
Let's get it. Let's make it happen.
I'm never meeting Sweetums. You know what? What did it for me was like I used to be fine watching Sweetums in general, but like I think it was just like the first Muppets movie where there's like a bit maybe it's one of the other movies, I forget, but there's a bit where he's like running down a road or a highway or something.
Yeah. He's like, wait
And
for me.
yeah, and I think like I was used to seeing Sweetums in like the show setting, like watching him like on sets acting or with like other actors or whatever, but just seeing him like break out of the show and like run into like the real world and like being like in a road and seeing how big he looked compared to like cars and trucks and it was just like, oh my god, this guy is just large and he's running everywhere and like, oh my god, this is frightening. This is like he's like a horror movie monster like escaping the vicinity.
Yeah.
Like that was just horrific to me to the point where I was like, oh my god, I don't want to even think about this character.
Well, my favorite scene in the original Muppets movie is when Sweetums runs towards the camera in slow motion like an Inland Empire with Laura Dern. That's my favorite scene because it's terrifying. But no. Fucking let's pick one of these Muppets.
Miss Piggy.
Yeah,
New Zealand. It's got to be New Zealand.
I am between either Clifford or Piggy, but New Zealand is fine. I've got nothing against New Zealand.
What the fuck? See, that's how I feel about Clifford. There's just like I've got nothing against this guy. He's fine. I feel like New Zealand is more of an annoyance.
Well,
with
then
his fucking fish shit.
I guess that means New Zealand and Clifford cancel each other out, and the pick is probably Miss Piggy.
Well, I like Miss Piggy.
But
that's what I was gonna say.
Well,
we got 2-1 on that.
Kind of stuck here, huh?
I like Miss Piggy. I think Miss Piggy, she's a diva, but she's classic. She's a classic Muppet. You can't deny how much of a classic Muppet she is. Fucking Frank Oz.
I love Frank. Hey, listen. You know I love Frank Oz.
You don't love Frank Oz because you hate Yoda.
Him.
You hate Miss Piggy. You must hate him.
Maybe I do. Don't get
Frank Oz.
Because
the only other character he plays is fucking Fozzie Bear.
He plays Ernie, I think. No, he plays Bert. He plays Bert. He plays not
you don't even know.
That's Jim Henson. He plays Animal, I think.
Yeah. Okay.
He does.
Hey, Animal is another one. Not that great.
Yeah, Animal's fun.
Hey, controversial. Animal's my favorite Muppet.
God, what? No.
Yeah.
There's a lot of good Muppets out there. We're not doing best Muppet, but there's a lot of good Muppets out there.
It's Gonzo. He's the best Muppet, but
Gonzo is. Hey, you know what? Gonzo is the only original Muppet left.
That's true. Yeah, he's the only original one. Can we pick Miss Piggy because she's so classic? She's such a classic Muppet. She's been in every fucking Muppet thing.
I don't think that makes her quality though.
But what's negative about her? Like the joke is that she's this diva. She's got sometimes she
doesn't seem like she'd be fun to be around. She's like a
straight man.
She's never the straight man. She's like always Kermit's the straight man.
Yeah.
Whenever they're doing goofy shit, Miss Piggy is always the one who's angry about it. Kermit's the straight man in situations where he's like bouncing off of Miss Piggy because Miss Piggy can be goofy and eccentric and stuff like that. But Miss Piggy is the straight man when the boys are being goofballs, you know? She's the one that keeps them in line.
But if you're going to be angry at guys being goofballs, then I'd rather be goofball than angry, even if the angry person is right.
Listen,
she's the only female Muppet.
Oh, come on.
Except for Janice.
What's the rat from the new Muppet show? What's her name? Juanita? I don't remember.
I don't know. We can't pick the only lady Muppet.
I can. You know what? Listen, whenever
I can't.
There's gonna be a lot. There's gonna be a lot of people that disagree about Miss Piggy because a lot of people like her. I could see through her act. I could see her through her shtick, but I'll allow Clifford to be crowned the worst Muppet only because the Jim Henson Company has disowned him. He hasn't been in anything.
True.
In the last 8 years. Before we did this topic, I was literally looking up
Clifford clips, and I know there's been so much new Muppet stuff over the last few years or so, and literally all the stuff I was finding was like super old clips from like the 70s and 80s, and it was like, wow, they canned this character because that's how bad he was.
And he's such a unique design, and he ends up not being in the background of anything. Not even in the Muppets. Is okay. Maybe he is actually. Eric, you might know this from your research. In the Muppets 2011, at the very end when they're ready to put on the big show, you see a group shot of all the Muppets, including a bunch of Muppets that didn't have speaking roles in this movie. Was Clifford there?
I didn't see him.
I remember Rizzo the Rat makes a quick appearance. Pepe the Prawn, all these characters who had no speaking roles in that movie.
Hey, Pepe the Prawn, he's a classic Muppet.
He's not a classic, but he's up there. He's clawed his way to the top.
Do we like Rizzo? Because I know a lot of people
Rizzo
dislike Rizzo.
is my favorite.
I love Rizzo.
Rizzo, second to Gonzo, my favorite Muppet.
Wow. So Gonzo's your favorite too?
Yeah, I don't know. I agreed with you. Pizza Rizzo,
okay.
Great restaurant. Oh man,
Have you been there?
Yeah. I went to Pizza Rizzo, and by the door, if anyone listening has been to Disney World in the last 5 years, by the door they have like a window that's showing off like Pizza Rizzo T-shirts and mugs and hats and stuff. And I was like, oh, that's so cool, but there's no store in here. So I asked the guy holding the menus, like, hey, where do we get those shirts? And he's like, he like said some snarky, stupid joke answer, and I was like, I guess I'm the asshole for wanting that shirt that's on display.
Right. Well, see, I'm more inclined to go Clifford than I am Miss Piggy. I feel like we can't pick Miss Piggy.
I feel like we got to lock something in. All these Muppets are getting out of our hands. We're talking all these Muppets that.
Christian can see it on Clifford. Zach can see it on Clifford. I think.
Okay,
Clifford...
so Clifford it is. Fuck it. We're locking it in.
Fuck you, Clifford.
There we go.
Put those
Clifford.
big lips in the vault.
Yeah, I don't think he'll be able to fit because those lips are so big. It's just gonna close right on him.
It's not racist if he's purple.
That's true. Okay, the next topic, we're gonna go right on over to Eric. Eric, what's your topic this week?
My topic for this week is worst dine-in chain restaurant.
So, do we want to do the Zach does every topic first, so we can get rid of the Zach never chooses first thing?
Yeah,
I think I should go first.
Because my pick immediately is gonna be.
There he goes, Eric. Like always.
Fucking always, right?
It's gonna be Hooters.
Oh, okay. You know what? I'll allow it.
See, originally I was gonna go Chili's, right?
Oh, come on. Welcome to Chili's, my favorite vine.
Yeah, your favorite. I like the only thing I like about Chili's is the chips.
Chips
I
and
feel
sauce
like the menu
are
kind
very
of
good.
sucks there though. Otherwise, like
honey chipotle chicken
great.
Crispers are really good.
Also, that was the restaurant that turned me into a vegetarian because I like fucking.
You don't like the chicken Crispers?
No, I had the baby back ribs and I got really sick.
No. The
like,
ribs at Chili's are nasty.
Yeah. So I don't like Chili's, but I gotta give it to Hooters because Hooters, I feel like it's a very gross experience going into a Hooters.
Right.
It's like strip club light. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like that's
it's
kind
where
of
you get
the
your
feeling,
fix in the middle of the day.
Yeah, it's kind of the same feeling of like going into a strip club, but not quite. Mm-hmm. You know, like I think the everybody has the idea of, oh, you're going into Hooters, you're gonna see a girl with like a tight fitting shirt on, shorts, and that's kind of part of the reason of going. And I feel like that's super weird, and gross. And like I don't want anything to do with that really. Like
yeah, I agree 100%. Yeah, no, it's.
And I feel like the food is not great there either. Like nobody ever thinks of the food when they go to Hooters, you know?
No,
like,
but you'll those people that'll defend it like, well, the wings are really good. You know why you want to go. Hey man, between me and you, you know why you want to go.
The wings are good. The wings are good, but I mean that's not to say they have the best wings around. I mean, if I was literally going to pick a place to get wings, I wouldn't pick Hooters, but if we wound up at Hooters, I'd be like, all right, well then I guess while I'm here, I'll order a giant fucking thing of wings.
You might as well get wings.
Yeah,
Sure,
exactly.
I understand that, but I don't think like you're not like you said, you're not going to Hooters for the wings.
No.
Yeah.
No.
You order 10 wings and then you leave 11 bones on the table, if you know what I mean.
Jesus Christ.
I don't like that. But
Wait, hold on. I have a question about your assessment here. So, you're saying you don't like the vibe of like, we're just coming here to eat and be horny at the same time. But so does that mean like, do you dislike being in the presence of those customers, or like you just don't like the vibe that like the staff has to them?
I don't like the entire idea of the restaurant. The staff, like, hey, it's just people trying to make some money. That's fine.
Right.
Like,
yeah.
I'm not gonna put on blast some strippers or anything like that.
Right.
Yeah, I mean,
they gotta make the money. That's fine.
And hell, and you know what? Those girls, they probably could be strippers if they wanted to, but they decided, no, that's just too much. But take it one step down. They decided to work at Hooters and said, hey, I'd rather serve food and be a little flirty than just take off my damn clothes, right? So
it's just a weird thing. I feel like I almost, I don't like strip clubs. I think they're also gross and weird, and I'm never gonna go to one. By choice,
not again,
right? But I feel like strip clubs are almost better than Hooters because it's like, well, we're not pussyfooting around this issue.
Oh,
that's very true.
Like Hooters is like, oh well, I'm here. Like the restaurant is literally called Hooters, and like the logo is supposed to look like some titties.
Mm-hmm. Now, have you heard of the restaurant Twin Peaks?
I've heard that's similar.
I've never been, and it was really disappointing because they built one near my hometown, and I drove by it. It's like a log cabin. It's called Twin Peaks. It's got like the two mountains, and I'm like, oh, this is like the TV show. And then someone told me
going in there for a cherry pie, and you got something else.
You go in there for a cherry pie. You're like, where's the Black Lodge? And then they walk in there with their titty out.
What the fuck is this? Is this like Twin Peaks XXX parody?
Yeah, Twin Peaks XXX parody. And yeah, no, at least Hooters, you know what you're getting into. Twin Peaks looks like a log cabin. It looks like the show, but I've never been in. But they told me it's like Hooters.
Okay.
Do they dress like double R waitresses?
I don't know. I doubt it.
Norma
and I don't even. What's the main one's name?
Shelly.
And there's another one.
I think in like the new Twin Peaks stuff, they added like more waitresses, but in like the original Twin Peaks, it was like just those. Oh no, wait, it was Cooper's new girl. What the fuck was her name? The one that died.
Annie.
Twin Peaks spoilers here. Sorry.
Annie.
Yeah.
Annie.
Where's Annie?
Yeah. Where's Annie?
Yeah.
Where's Annie?
Will this be the podcast where we derail the most? Possibly.
Yeah, this probably will. We're already very derailed. So that Hooters is my pick. I think also I want to talk about the logo for a second because the logo is gross.
Yeah,
I like the owl.
The owl has titty eyes.
Listen, I want to see you design a better logo that gets the point across.
But it's like a play on like the eyes are up here joke. It's like, well,
yeah, because his eyes are literally up there.
Yeah.
I think they should change the logo to an owl with a big old pair of titties.
That could be cool.
Someone get on that.
Okay, somebody else go. Let's pick something else.
All right, I'll go next. And mine will be a little
talking about Hooters.
Mine will be a little more wholesome.
Also, I'm looking at the Hooters website right now, and there's some really.
It's your homepage.
Yeah,
that is my homepage. No, I'm looking at the Hooters logo or the Hooters website, and there's some really weird like front page advertisements of like guys just talking to a Hooters waitress and she's smiling.
Nice.
That's a lot of the advertisements I'm looking at here. And then there's like a guy in a race car outfit with a Hooters logo on. I don't know. Hooters is weird. Just overall it's just weird and it's a gross situation. I don't want anything to do with it. So
would you wear a Hooters like a varsity jacket?
Sure.
I'd wear that.
Me too.
All right. Does somebody else want to go?
Anyway, I was trying to go. Anyway, my choice for worst sit-down restaurant, chain restaurant, is gonna be Applebee's. You guys like Applebee's?
Oh fuck!
Okay.
That was
Applebee's
legitimately
is
good. That was gonna be my pick too.
Oh, really? You want to double down on Applebee's?
Yeah, I want to double down on this.
All right.
That's the only pick I had. No runner-ups for this one. Like that.
Let me say my piece about Applebee's. First of all, there's nothing special about it. It's just like every other crappy restaurant. It's just like TGI Fridays. It's just like Chili's. It's just like all those crappy restaurants. Every time they try to do something different, it's disgusting. Remember the quesadilla burger, Eric?
I don't know.
I remember there was a while where they were playing TV ads like, "Yup, Applebee's has a quesadilla burger now," and it was just a burger where instead of bread, because who wants bread on a burger? Instead of bread, it was a couple flour tortilla quesadillas on top and bottom. I never tried it, but it looked disgusting. Like it looked like there was nothing redeemable about it. And I have a quick anecdote about Applebee's. One of the few times I went there, it was not my idea, but we were there.
Do you mean anecdote because you said antidote?
Sure.
Okay, go ahead.
Let me just make words up, man. Yeah, that's probably what I should have said. But I went and we ordered like, I don't know, burgers or something, and the waiter came and said, "Oh, we're out of French fries." The manager drove down the street to get some.
Oh my god.
And we were like, drove down the street where? But then like 10 minutes later, we see in the corner of our eye, 10 minutes later, the manager walks in with a big bag of frozen French fries with like a thumbs up. He looks over at us and gives us a big thumbs up, like, "Hey, I got the fries."
I got the fries.
Okay. But no, it was nasty. There's really nothing special about it. Like you might as well go to Buffalo Wild Wings. You might as well go anywhere else because there's a million restaurants that are like it. They're all kind of crappy, but there are restaurants that do what Applebee's does better. Shame on you, Applebee's. Eric, go ahead.
Yeah, no, Applebee's is just super bland. I feel like, well, first, I mean, what really sets it up for me in the first place is just the fact that I know so many people in my personal life, friends, family, coworkers. That is like their number one favorite.
Really?
Yeah, it is like, hey, let's go out to eat. Oh, you feel like getting lunch today? Where should we go? Let's go to Applebee's. People at my work, after we're done working, okay, hey, we're all going to meet up at Applebee's if anyone wants to join us at Applebee's. Oh, hey, you going to Applebee's after work? Tight, we're all meeting up at Applebee's. Applebee's is like the fucking hangout spot for people.
And you don't live in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah, no, like there's plenty of restaurants and like even like nice little quiet hole in the wall diners to eat here too and stuff, but like Applebee's is like, people are like, yeah, it's the fucking shit. No, it's not. It is so bland. Every time I go there, I am not a picky eater. I'm a pretty I'll eat anything kind of person, but I always love going to a restaurant, looking up and down the menu, trying to find like, something cool to eat, something that's maybe a little bit unique, or even something that's like, oh damn, they have this thing. I want to see how they make this dish. But Applebee's menu is the only one I really look at, and by the time I get to the end of it, I just think, I don't really care for any of this stuff. It is just like bland, regular shit. Like, okay, they have hamburger, cheeseburger, chicken Alfredo, some other chicken parm. It's like everything is something you can get somewhere else, and there's just nothing special or unique about it. And like I've also been to Chili's and Fridays and all that stuff, but it's like I feel like even those restaurants I could point to, it's like, okay, well, maybe there's no like crazy specialty thing here, but like Fridays makes good burgers. Like I'll usually get a burger at Fridays if I don't know what I want, but like I just feel like everything is of the same quality at Applebee's to where I just don't care about any of the food. Once I'm actually in an Applebee's, once I've been convinced to go to an Applebee's, I just lose. I was like, okay, I guess I'll buy something. I just don't even want to spend the money anymore to eat there. So yeah, like anytime anyone invites me to Applebee's now, I just reject it.
Fair. Millennials are killing Applebee's, okay?
That's
you
so
millennials,
funny.
you're killing Applebee's. It's your fault. Here's what I want to say about Applebee's. And I don't know if I'm going to get instantly voted out because you guys both picked Applebee's.
I like Hooters as a choice.
But here's the thing. I feel like everything you just said about Applebee's, it's bland. It doesn't have, like, the food. We're talking about just the food. There's nothing you can get there that you can't get anywhere else. I feel the same way about Hooters, except Hooters also has the skeevy extra layer of,
Well,
oh,
no,
I'm going
because
here for boobies.
because if someone said, "Hey, we're gonna go ask for specifically wings tonight," but the only places are open there, Applebee's, Hooters, I'd go to Hooters because better wings. Like
Really?
Applebee's would probably like Applebee's wings. Just no, it's like whatever. But at least
I
Hooters
feel like
has
I
something
would.
going on there.
I feel like if you had the two options side by side, I'm more likely to go to Applebee's because I'm not as weirded out by going to Hooters.
Also, Hooters has their own wing sauce that is just unique to them, and I've never really experienced it anywhere else. To the point where you can even buy it in the grocery store. Like anytime I see Hooters wing sauce
Oh,
or
really?
like the regular Hooters, yeah, you could buy Hooters brand wings and wing sauce in the grocery store. And I've done that before, and
doesn't mean it's good.
Damn, got him.
that's my whole point here is I like it. It is good.
Oh, okay.
It's
Well,
like
Christian, let me ask you this:
Yeah.
you have the choice here to go to Applebee's or Hooters. Which one do you feel more comfortable saying, I'm going to go to that restaurant?
You know, I'm not even sure because I sort of don't like any of those restaurants in particular, like Applebee's, Fridays.
I mean, I just go
Chili's.
somewhere else. You know, like
the
if
thing
somebody
is,
said, "Oh, we can go to Hooters or Applebee's," I'd be like, "Let's go to Red Robin."
well, Christian.
Oh man, Red Robin sucks too.
Christian has. I mean, I've got a bone to pick with Applebee's food, but I think Christian has an even bigger bone to pick with Applebee's food. So, okay, so take the whole experience into account, not just the service and the vibe, but literally the food too. Like in terms of Applebee's food.
Well, then the service and the vibe is not that bad at Applebee's.
Okay,
fine.
I'll say this about it. I've gone to Hooters once or twice in my adult life. Neither time with friends. It's always been like a family member or something like that. Like if it's like me and one other person, like, yeah, let's go to, if they want to go to Hooters, it's like, yeah, whatever. But like if it was like me and a bunch of like guy friends, I would be like, oh, I don't want to be in the same room as people ogling the Hooters waiter. You know what I mean?
I just feel so gross about it. And
Just
I agree
being there?
with you. Yes.
Yeah, you know what? Applebee's
I wouldn't
sucks.
feel as gross being at Applebee's as I would feel at Hooters.
I'm gonna
You know
say
what I'm
Applebee's sucks, and so does like 10 other restaurants just like it. But I'm gonna say Hooters is in a league of its own. So I'll say Hooters will be my choice.
But you don't like the food, all right? Because I think
I feel like
when I
either
go out to
my
eat, I can ignore the vibe as long as the food is fucking good. Like I'm here for the food and that's it, and maybe to just talk with friends or whatever. So I really feel like we should factor this into the whole equation as much as everything else.
I'm
So
gonna
how do you
say
feel about
if it was between the food at Hooters and the food at Applebee's, I feel like either way it's the same to me. To me,
Okay.
maybe because maybe I'm getting the wrong things. I'm not really a wings guy, so maybe I'm getting the wrong thing at these restaurants. But
All right.
I feel like either way, I'm just there for the company. If those are my two options.
All right. I just wanted to make sure we covered
You gotta
that
take
base.
the entire experience into account, though. It's like,
Yeah.
you know, the food is one thing, but like there's shitty food at all of these chain restaurants. I don't think there's one chain restaurant that's like perfect food all around, always a good experience. Like for me, all of these sit down chain restaurants are hit or miss, you know? Like there's never I'm never
I can
like,
think of a couple
sometimes,
good
like-
ones. I don't mind Cheesecake Factory. Cheesecake Factory is pretty good, and they have like a lot of weird.
they're
Yeah.
consistent.
Yeah,
they're
they're
okay.
they're expensive. That's their downfalls. They're expensive, but like I feel like you get what you pay for. It is better than that other stuff. So
Well, like I like Red Robin. It's not great, but you know what? Most of the time, I can have a good burger.
The
And
fries are
it's
bad.
fine. I like the fries. The fries make up. The fries are the only reason I go to Red Robin, pretty much. It's just
What?
because. Oh, dude, the bottomless steak fries. Hell yeah, dude. Like,
Bottomless. Last time I went to Red Robin, I asked for the bottomless fries, and it took them like 30 minutes to even come see if I had eaten the first batch. I guess that's to blame on the one waiter, but those steak fries weren't really worth the second run of them.
see, I go there for they have the jump starter double, which you can get the cheese curds. I think they just took those out. But you can get the cheese curds, you can get the jalapeno coins, and you can get the cheese sticks. Those are great. That's a great appetizer. Their milkshakes are fine. I don't care as much. But the bottomless steak fries is where it's at. We're getting off topic here, though. What I think
Us? Off topic?
What I think it comes down to is like a lot of these chain restaurants, none of them are a perfect 10 out of 10. Never. Like, Cheesecake Factory is usually consistent. It's good. It's not the best thing ever, though. You know, like it's not like
us.
This is my favorite restaurant, right? But it's fine. You know, it's good. But even that, it's like these restaurants are never great. So I feel like you have to take the entire experience into account. And I feel like Applebee's, like the restaurants itself is fine. You know, like the service is not necessarily gonna be bad. I know you guys had some bad experiences, but there's bad experiences at every restaurant, right? And the atmosphere is not necessarily bad.
I picked Applebee's because my experience with Applebee's and the reasons I don't like it are kind of exclusive to Applebee's.
Okay.
Like there's just no other restaurant I feel is bored ordering the food from and getting the food and like.
Well, I'm not talking about the food. Like, I'm talking about
the whole experience,
the
but the
service.
food is part of that too.
The food is part of it, but that's not the only factor when it comes to the experience.
Yeah. But I don't know. I guess I just don't care about like the vibe or whatever. I'm just there.
I think we gotta lock in Hooters. Is that okay with you, Eric? I mean,
yeah, that's what I was gonna say earlier. Was that like you're big pro Hooters, I'm big pro Applebee's, and we kind of feel the other way about the other one. So I think Christian is sort of like the decider here, and Christian's leaning towards Hooters. So if Christian says it's Hooters, and fine, whatever.
I say we lock it in. Lock in those
Lock it
Hooters.
in.
We're gonna need a
double
D size vault. Am I right, boys?
Nice. So, you know, we just finished our meal at Hooters. The woman came by. She was a very nice woman. Jessica was her name.
Beautiful. Jessica Rabbit was our waiter.
Shut the fuck up. And you know what? I'm so satisfied, but you know what? I got a sweet tooth. I feel like I need to follow this up with like a topic or something. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, Zach. What about worst sweet treat?
Oh, is that your topic, Christian?
You know what? I think it just might be.
Okay, well, I want to say right off the bat then that if we're at Hooters, the one thing I don't want to order, I don't even think it's on their menu, so it won't be
Oh, are you
problem.
going first?
Well, you told me I'm going first for all of these.
What else is new?
The one thing I'm not going to order ever, you can't force me to order it, is going to be Jell-O.
What? That's the worst sweet treat?
That's the worst sweet
Jesus
treat.
Christ, no.
Here's the thing. Is there Jell-O is just gross. Whenever I'm craving dessert, it's never Jell-O. Jell-O is always the last one on the list.
You never been to a Chinese buffet and they got Jell-O on tap and you're like, I could go for a little cube of Jell-O.
Yeah, boy.
No.
I feel like I don't always go for Jell-O, but Jell-O is good if it's like, oh man, I'm stuffed, but I still kind of want to have something just to kind of cleanse the palate and have a little bit of something sweet after. Oh, Jell-O's not that filling. Jell-O is good. Just give me a little bit of Jell-O right now.
Or a little fun. Snack pack? Give me a snack pack of Jell-O.
See, I'd rather go with a snack pack of pudding than Jell-O.
Hey, listen, you don't always got both.
Yeah, well, if the restaurant just has,
I just feel like
Jell-O.
I can't think of a single dessert that I really dislike except for Jell-O. And it's not that I even dislike Jell-O. It's just that, like, that's going to be the dessert I pick. You know what I'm saying? Like, I like ice cream. I like pie. I like cake. I like pudding. I like brownies. I like cookies. I like all of that stuff. Jell-O is the one where I'm like, that's not even up there in that same league. You know? Like, Jell-O is like 3 steps below that shit.
You think?
And then also it's made with weird animal parts.
Oh yeah,
alien parts.
Nah,
and,
I mean alien parts, animal parts.
And animal parts does not sound like when you really analyze what's in Jell-O.
Yeah,
it gets a little bit gross.
Pig fat.
I feel like, yeah.
Gelatin itself is not a very good thing to have in any of your food.
Yeah. And I know, so it sounds like you guys like Jello a little bit more.
I don't
but...
I don't like Jello, but I'm not repulsed by the thought of it. You know what I mean? Which I guess I'm not going to be. My choice isn't repulsing either, but I just don't want to eat it.
Well, that's kind of how I feel. I'm not like, if somebody said you have to eat this Jello right now to
scarf it down,
save your family. Like if it was a Saw thing and I had to eat Jello, it's not like I'd be like, fucking, oh God. But, if I had the choice to eat any sort of dessert, Jello would be the last pick, probably.
That's fair. Let's hear the other two before I agree or disagree with your Jello choice. Because you know what? You go to someone's house, they put a plate of Jello in front of you after your meal, and you say, okay, thanks for the meal. I'll eat the Jello. And it's
Christian,
fun.
This is your topic. Do you want to...
It's fun. You jiggle the plate. The Jello moves around. Everyone's having a good time. Everyone's laughing.
I like to eat Jello. I don't like to play with Jello.
I'll say, all right. Here's
Flubber shit.
Oh man, Flubber. Ooh, I love Flubber.
No, we're not talking about Flubber.
I want to eat Flubber. When Flubber's dancing around like a big booty, ooh, I want to eat Flubber.
Eat it.
Oh my
Yum.
God. I thought you.
Whole.
Are you sure you guys don't want to go to Hooters? Sounds like you're really going to go to Hooters right now.
Listen, if Flubber was the waiter at Hooters, I would be there in a heartbeat. Just Flubber, because Flubber knows how to. Flubber can put on a big old booty. He could Hey, he's got curves. Put him in one of those little outfits.
He knows how to use them.
And he knows how to use them. Oh, put him in one of those little outfits, Flubber.
That'd be good. You know what? Hooters should have done a cross promotion with Flubber when that movie came out. That would have been actually pretty good.
Honestly, a missed opportunity. You see Flubber doing a little salsa dance.
You instantly think of Hooters.
I think
you could have been doing it on the table.
Flubber should have ended with them revealing that Robin Williams' character in that movie was the man who invented breast implants.
Yeah, honestly, yeah. You see him bouncing around.
Yeah.
You guys were going long. What's your pick?
I tried to cut the Flubber discourse off in the beginning. I tried.
We're wasting too much time. It cuts to a woman with like a pair of breasts, and they start bouncing, and it goes shake, 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 Nora, shake it all the time.
Oh my God.
Christian, what is your pick?
So
Jesus Christ.
So you're at Disneyland. You're looking around for a sweet treat. And you think, what's something popular that everyone gets? And the cast member says, a lot of people like those things, and they point at candy apples.
Oh,
no.
Candy apples is a good
love
pick.
Churros. Candy apples, nasty. It's two of my favorite things put together and made into a monstrosity that's nasty. Even caramel apples. Three of my favorite things, all great individually. Caramel, candy, apples, all good. I just don't like caramel or candy apples. It's too much. It hurts my teeth. It's too much to wrap your mouth around. You have to carry it around all day unless you plan on scarfing it down in 5 minutes. What do you guys think of that?
Now, I'm not gonna lie, I understand where you're coming from. I've enjoyed a couple of candy apples. Like, it's rare that I get them. They're usually my last choice, right? Like, if I'm going to Disneyland, I'm gonna go get, like, I would get cotton candy before I get candy apples.
Yeah.
If I'm at Disneyland, I'm gonna get fucking a Tigger tail before I get candy apples.
Ooh, you gotta love a Tigger tail. Hey, you gotta get them from Pooh's Corner. That's where they make them.
Pooh's Corner. That's exactly right. So I'm gonna do that before I get a candy apple. But candy apple, they're fine. Like, I'll get them on very rare occasions, and when I get them, I enjoy them fine. They're not offensive to me. They're kind of the same way I feel about Jello, actually.
Now, how do you feel about the fact that last time I bought a caramel apple, it was $14?
Yeah, that's fucked up.
It looked like the alien from Toy Story. I said, "Ooh, that's fun. I want that one." It was a lot of money.
You didn't enjoy it as just sort of like, this is a kind of weird, fun thing.
I like the novelty of it, and then I put my teeth in it, and it was like, oh, I have to finish this, don't I?
Not necessarily.
Yeah.
You could just throw it out.
But
Yeah,
that's
well, that was
throwing
like
$15 out the garbage.
That's
Yeah.
true.
I could have bought 2 packs of peanut brittle. I could have bought
That's
3
true.
packs of peanut brittle, probably.
Yeah, you could have done that.
Yeah, my take on candy apples, and I guess even caramel apples too, I feel the same way, is just I like them. They're good. They taste good, but I think the work of eating them is not worth the end result.
Yeah, it's a
Yeah.
lot of work.
Like at an amusement park, God no, I would never get a candy apple or caramel apple because I just don't want to deal with that whole thing.
It's gonna
But,
take
like-
you forever. Yeah.
Yeah, but I've enjoyed like having candy apples or caramel apples at home, and like, hey, just make it, put it on a plate, cut it up into pieces, and yeah, just have nice pieces of like caramel apple or candy apple. That's good. That's good shit. But like, yeah, just eating it on the stick and working through it and like not getting messy. Like, yeah, I'm not about that. Not about that lifestyle. So
I would say that,
yeah,
like, if we're
downfall.
comparing Jell-O and candy apples, I would say that the taste is better for candy apples than Jell-O, and like I would enjoy the taste more, but the work going into it. I mean, Jell-O is for old people, basically,
Sure.
and candy apples are for those young people with those fresh,
Kids.
nice teeth. you know?
Kids.
So it's
Little-
it's kind of the opposite.
It's for a kid that wants to lose a tooth. Like if a kid's got a loose tooth and it's like, what's gonna get this out? It's like, oh wait, give him a candy apple, let him bite into it, and it'll rip the tooth right out. Like that's it's for children.
Okay, yeah, for sure. Well, Eric, I mean, let's just go right into yours. What do you think is the worst sweet treat?
Is there any thing that like when we talk sweet treats, are we talking about like something like really desserty, or can it be even just like a sweet snack, or
Sure. I mean, I think yeah, it can be a sweet snack for sure.
okay, because
Sweet snack.
I had a sweet
We
treat
didn't
in
say
mind.
dessert. We just said sweet treat. So.
All right, because I had a choice in mind, but I think I'm gonna put that to the side for now because I want to dig up an old pick that got lost to the ethers of worst things ever. On our Christmas episode, I want to mention once again, worst sweet treat, those fucking bland ass, gross store brand cookie platters that get put out at every event, and especially during Christmas. Fuck that stupid store bought cookie platter. All of the cookies are dry as hell. They just turn into dust in your mouth. They don't even taste that good. The chocolate dip ones always look like they might be pretty good, like, oh, because they got a little bit of chocolate on them. No, the chocolate just like washes away instantly, and you're just eating dusty, bland,
We're
gross
talking like the
cookies.
ones that look like Christmas trees and candy canes and.
Yeah, but I feel like they even sell like those still, like Christmas time they have them out big time. But I feel like just for even just every season they always have some variation about them just for people to buy for different celebrations, I guess, like different holidays and I guess graduations and birthdays and celebrations. Like you can get those cookies any time of the year, but Christmas they're really big.
You're
But,
talking like sprinkles, black tray, like
Yep.
clear translucent top.
100%.
It's
Yes.
got a sticker on it, usually to
Yeah,
keep
the
it
barcode.
closed. Yeah, those are bad. I think that. See, here's the thing. I just don't know if I would rather have that or if I'd rather have Jell-O. Whenever those are around, I'm always like drawn to them, even though I don't like them.
Nah.
You know what I'm saying?
They're eye candy, but once they reach your mouth, it's like an instant regret.
It is instant regret, but I feel like there's nothing appealing to me about something like Jell-O. You know what I'm saying?
At least
and-
Jell-O has like a flavor. At least it's
Yeah,
like,
throw some
oh,
fruit in there, make it a real
Yeah.
treat.
Yeah, put a little Cool Whip on there.
Oh, come on. No, now
Ugh,
you're just
that's
getting
a little
nasty.
gross.
You lost me, Eric. You lost
Damn,
me.
I'm surprised that was such a non-crowd pleaser.
I might
My
just.
family makes pretzel Jell-O,
Ew.
Well, that's a little ambitious.
and I was almost considering picking that just because I don't like that at all.
I almost want to
um,
just lock in Jell-O with Cool Whip, because it just makes me gag a little
Fuck
bit.
you! Get out of here.
You know what? Jello with Cool Whip is like
Oh my
putting
god.
too much sour cream on your taco or
And
something.
we know how much I hate sour cream.
Yeah, exactly.
Now Jello with sour cream. Mmm.
That sounds tasty.
You guys are
Um,
up.
all
Uh,
right.
yeah.
Well,
You cut
see,
to
I
a man with his mouth drooling, and he has both of his hands out, and then you cut back, and it's a plate of Jello jiggling, and you're like, oh, he was just looking at Jello, not a woman.
so here's the thing, Eric. I want to get I want to clear this up for people because we did have a Christmas episode we recorded
Right. Yeah.
and it's lost forever.
Everyone's
It's
heard it.
gone. I feel like your Christmas cookie pick, because that was gonna be our pick for the worst Christmas like food.
Yeah.
I feel like your Christmas cookie
Yeah.
pick was great for that, but I don't know if I feel the same way about Sweet Treat for whatever reason. Because I don't know, I feel like for Christmas food, yeah, it's like the worst Christmas food I can think of usually. But for Sweet Treat, I just like I don't know. I feel like I would rather eat that than a thing of Jello. You know?
Can I bring up my other pick and just poll how you guys feel about it? Because I was very
Sure.
surprised by the Cool Whip and Jello thing. But my other pick was going to be rice pudding.
Rice pudding.
I've had some good rice pudding,
All right.
and I'm not
I don't
offended
dislike
by,
rice pudding.
All
I'm
right,
not
so
offended by the idea.
we'll take that out of there. So yeah, I'm still just doing holiday cookies.
Man, you said holiday
But,
cookie,
like-
and I was almost on your side, and then you whipped out that BS Cool Whip, and made me
Jesus.
gag.
Oh, that's not my choice.
Cool Whip and Jello, Christian. Just keep thinking about that.
You know what, Zach, I'm turning over to you. As much as I don't like candy apples, no one's making me eat any of this. So I'm gonna say Cool Whip and Jello. I'm locking that in.
Wow, that's
Wait,
a
so-
surprise. That's the
Oh,
that's the
wait, so-
dark horse.
Candy apples are off the table?
You
That
did
it?
this to yourself, Eric.
God damn it.
Eric, can you agree with Jello? Can you agree with Cool Whip and Jello?
Is that the way you're going to?
I mean, it's my pick. I'm fine
No,
picking
no.
Jello.
Your pick was Jello, not Cool Whip and Jello.
Well, Jello can sometimes be included with whipped cream. I feel like whipped cream is put on Jello all the time. I don't understand it.
I'm gonna say my apples are still canon, but Cool Whip and Jello have come to my head, and it won't escape. Don't put that plate in front of me. I don't want it.
And that's your ultimate pick now is Cool Whip and Jello?
Yes.
Zach?
Well, I'm just gonna say it's Jello. Can we agree it's Jello?
Eric?
Christian. Well, I go back to Christian because I think you feel two different ways about Jello and then Cool Whip and Jello.
You say Cool Whip and Jello versus Jello.
I'll say,
I
listen.
feel like Jello is that. Like, you can whenever you mix Jello with anything, it's not a good thing. Like maybe fruit works okay, but beyond that, like pretzel Jello, yuck.
That's not a thing.
Yeah,
That is a thing.
something other.
That's something my
I've
family
never
makes
even heard of that.
every Thanksgiving.
That's your family. I've never heard of pretzel Jello.
It's gross as hell. So we got pretzel Jello, we got Cool Whip Jello. What combination of Jello and another thing? What combination of that works?
Jell-O
Besides
and
maybe Sprite with Jello.
Sprite with Jello. What? That's
Horton
disgusting.
Here's a Who. That was one of the menu items. That was called back to another episode.
Was that IHOP or Denny's?
IHOP.
Oh my goodness.
IHOP.
IHOB.
Yeah.
IHOB. Yeah.
That's unnecessary. Well, no, I mean, like I like Jello in all its fashions, but Christian's the one who's got the complex here between Jello and Cool Whip and Jello, so he's got to figure that out.
Listen, I'm just gonna lock in Jello because you're
Ooh.
one ingredient away from making it
Disaster.
unedible.
God.
So I'll say Jello. Jello it is for me.
All right. Well, you know what? Because I think I have more of an affinity for Cool Whip and Jello than I do Jello. So by us lowering it to just base Jello, I am not so resistant to that idea. So I do love Jello, but yeah, if you guys are strong against Jello, I'll concede on that.
All right,
Okay.
lock it in.
Jello it is. Lock it in.
And now we're talking about just Jello, not Flubber.
Yeah, not Flubber, because he would be the best dessert.
Flubber stays out.
Oh,
He's safe.
He's a tasty-looking boy.
He's a tasty-looking boy.
So we got an email this week for our last topic.
Email segment.
This is the email segment of the week. We got a message from our good friend Kevin S. He's a good friend of the show.
I love that boy.
And he says, while listening to you guys talk about the worst Oreo flavors, there was one flavor that hasn't been mentioned at all, and it's by far the worst. Even worse than hot cinnamon Oreos, and that's watermelon Oreos. I had them when they came out in 2013, and it tasted like watermelon Jolly Rancher between a golden cookie.
Ew.
Even licking the cream off was bad because the thought of watermelon cream just doesn't sound right.
No, I never tried those.
Maybe fruit flavoring in general should not be in between an Oreo cookie. Now, I disagree with him on that last point because the berry ice cream Oreos were one of the best Oreos.
Yeah, but that's cheating because that's an ice cream.
It is cheating. It's a cream thing. But blueberry pie Oreos, those are good too.
I can't think of a
That's
good
a fruit thing.
No, I can't think of a good fruit.
I wasn't huge on them, but they weren't bad.
No, but watermelon sounds nasty. I don't like watermelon flavored anything.
Watermelon, so they also did fruit punch Oreos, and I never tried those, but I feel like that would be a recipe for disaster as well. It reminds me of Jello, so that's maybe why I don't like it. But he continues up. He said, maybe for an episode near Father's Day, you guys should do a worst dad episode or topic, whether it be in games or TV/movies. Just throwing it out there. I thought this was a great topic.
Yeah, let's do it.
This is going to be our final topic. Worst fictional dad. Thank you very much, Kevin, for the email. Since I've gone first for all of these, I'll just go next.
Go first again, yeah.
So, I had 2 picks, and I felt like I was torn between it. So immediately what came to mind was Ego the Living Planet from Guardians of the Galaxy 2.
Classic.
Or Darth Vader. So those are, like, I'm kind of split on Darth Vader because at the end he does become a good guy, and Ego's an asshole the entire way through.
Nah, Ego, he's a nice guy at the beginning. He's like, hey, I want you to... I'll say Ego has good intentions. Well, he's kind of like a crazy person, but he has good intentions.
He has good intentions towards his son, but not good intentions towards the rest of the galaxy.
Well, we're talking about their good bits, but we're talking about worst dads here. So why don't we compare what actually makes those two bad to you and compare that? I want to hear your thoughts.
The thing, they both kill their kid's mom.
Okay.
But less so with Darth Vader because she technically dies because of a broken heart. More so than getting choked.
That's canon?
Yeah, so the robot says she lost the will to live. And the difference between them is Ego put a tumor in Peter Quill's mom's brain.
He murdered her.
And murdered her for good. So that's the difference between the two of them. And Ego, Darth Vader is a bad guy, don't get me wrong. He cuts off his son's hand. But I feel like Ego was trying to kill all of Peter's friends. He was trying to destroy the entire galaxy. Darth Vader just wanted to rule the galaxy with Luke, He doesn't want to... He's not like... he's not trying to destroy the galaxy. He's just trying to rule it beside his son. And Ego's like, we're too good for this galaxy. I want to destroy all of it. So I feel like Ego is kind of where I'm headed, but I don't like picking Ego just because I don't feel like Guardians of the Galaxy 2 is a great movie.
But that relationship between Ego and Peter Quill is probably the best thing about that movie.
Yeah, that's true. I was also thinking, and I can't pick it because it would ruffle some feathers.
Uh-oh.
You could say God.
We don't do that here. God?
But...
Don't say God.
Wait, like Jesus Christ?
No, God himself.
Yeah, like his dad? Jesus Christ's dad?
Yes.
Oh, you're right. That will rustle some feathers.
So we're not going to pick that.
We're gonna lose some listeners that way.
Because
Okay.
you know what? We can't say fictional, right?
Mhm.
For sure.
Oh, yeah, right. You can't say fictional about God. That'll upset some people.
But he's, you know what? He's maybe not so great either. As far as dads go,
He's my dad.
if we're just doing worst dad, God's pretty bad. Like
That's a Zack opinion. Everybody listening.
he sacrifices his son, you know, and that's maybe not the best.
Well, he sort of is his son. It's a long story.
It's very confusing, yeah. But I'm not gonna pick that just because, you know, people are gonna get angry. We don't want that on our hands. I don't want to get smote either. So.
Smited?
Yeah, I don't want to get smited.
Smoted?
I don't want to get smote. I don't want any of that. So we're not gonna pick you, God. Please keep me safe. I think I'd probably rather go Ego just because, like I said, Ego doesn't have redemption. At least Darth Vader.
Right.
himself
Ego
at the
just
end.
sort of becomes the big bad guy and they murder him.
Yeah. So,
Spoilers if you haven't seen Guardians of the Galaxy.
I mean, at this point, I already said that he put a tumor in his mom's head, but there you go. So that's my pick. What do you guys think?
True. Should I go?
Yeah.
Sure, if you want to.
I mean, Zach's always going to go first, but we can fight for second.
I mean, I've already gone first for every one of these topics.
Doesn't even matter. All right, yeah, it's kind of I'm looking at your picks and they're interesting picks and they got a little bit of similarities to mine, so I think this will be some good discourse. So for my pick, I'm going with I don't know if it's a little left field or not, but it's going to be Gendo Ikari from Evangelion.
Oh, that's a good pick.
I haven't seen any Evangelion.
All right, so I'll try to keep
no.
very light on spoilers unless you don't care. But yeah, basically that's the dude who was very similar to Zach's. Is, you know, he had a wife, he had a son. The wife died, and he basically put his son through hell and back in order to revive the wife, when really the project that those two characters were working on together was for her son to have a better future, but he completely goes against that and puts his son through hell in order to achieve this thing. So it kind of goes against what the wife even wanted in the first place. But yeah, there's like, so like with Zach's pick, you know, what I was really trying to key in on there was like, you know, he said like, oh, Darth Vader wanted to rule the universe, but with Luke, and Ego sort of wanted a similar thing too, with Peter Quill, but Gendo wanted something completely else, and he didn't give a shit what happened to his son. He was just I'm going to use my son to achieve what I want, and I don't care what he goes through.
If we're talking about dad rating, like how are they to their actual children?
Yeah, that's what I was considering, because it's Wirt's fictional dad, not like husband or father figure. Like when I think dad, I think okay, like a dad in regards to like the dad and just kids, I guess. Well, I guess
as a parent.
What are their parent? What's their parenting?
Right. Yeah. Exactly.
You make a good point about Gendo. I'm not gonna lie. I think that he's definitely up there.
Yes. So it's almost like not only putting his son through hell and back, but like his wife wanted nothing but the best for their son, and he just completely went against that wish and was only selfishly trying to bring her back to life for him. And you know, there's a lot of like dad characters I could think of who have like similar things going on, but I feel like at some point they always kind of have like a redemption moment where it's like, oh man, this wasn't worth it. Like, you know, you said Darth Vader kind of almost becomes good by the end of the original trilogy, and I thought of some other dad characters that had like
Ego,
similar, like
Ego is not good though.
You know, good moments, but Gendo never has that. Like maybe just like the splits in end of Evangelion, like the split second before he finally goes his way, he has that moment where he was like, I regret this, but he doesn't really like do anything to like show regret other than like, oh, I fucked up. It doesn't even feel like real regret. It just kind of feels like this didn't go as I planned, and god damn it. So yeah, that's another big reason why I picked Gendo. Is I feel like even his sliver of redemption that they try to give him doesn't even feel really genuine.
Sure. Christian, what's your pick for worst dad?
Hey guys, it's me, Christian.
What's up?
I'm gonna say my pick now. How are you guys doing?
Pretty good.
Doing all right.
Yeah. Is this going well?
I mean, we're going long, so I would prefer if you move the fuck on. But
My choice for worst father on this Father's Day spectacular is gonna be Goku from
Oh,
Dragon
fuck
Ball
you.
Z.
No. Absolutely not. No.
Have you seen Dragon Ball Z?
No. No. No.
yeah, have you seen it, Eric?
1000% no.
Have you seen Dragon Ball Z, Eric?
I've seen it.
Okay, he's seen it. All right, good. So I could spoil a little bit. Goku's not a great dad. He cares about his kids, which is a good thing, but he's not really ever there. You know what I mean? Eric, have you seen it?
I mean,
have you seen Dragon Ball Z, Eric?
I've seen it, and you say never, but like
He's rarely okay. He's definitely
Rare.
absent for most of Gohan's childhood.
a lot of it, but not. I mean, like, are we gonna break down the numbers on this? Is that what we're doing?
I'm gonna say years wise, he's gone for most of Gohan's childhood, and I'm gonna say he doesn't seem very like Goku. Like he leaves this earthly plane for one reason or another, but he never really seems to be in a rush to get back. You know what I mean?
Well, here's what I'm immediately gonna hit you back with, Christian, is that Ego and Darth Vader were not around for any of their childhoods, their kids' childhoods.
Yeah, and I guess that goes for Gendo as well, because like,
well, not necessarily, because he's around for the beginning, and then he's around.
Yeah, like
there's 14.
Like,
so.
There's a few years because, there's those flashbacks where you actually see the part where Gendo leaves Shinji and Shinji's crying over it, but Shinji's, like, still, like, a small kid, like, no more than, like, 5 years old, it looks like.
Yeah, but he's still a kid when he meets back up with Gendo.
He does, but then, like, it's not a quality relationship.
It's not a quality relationship, but neither is Peter Quill and Luke Skywalker.
Yeah, it's true. But no, anyway, the Goku thing, no, I mean, like, all right, I guess we just have to break down the numbers on this. All right, so Goku is there for Gohan's age 1 through 4. Like, he raised Gohan from being a toddler into a kid. Boom.
No doubt about that.
All right, so then Raditz comes. Raditz comes. Sorry for anyone out there who's like watching Dragon Ball or whatever the fuck right now. I know a lot of people
want to hear a recap of all 4 sagas of Dragon Ball Z.
So Goku dies during Raditz. Okay, so there's 1 year where he's not around. So Goku is dead for 1 year, and then he comes back. And when he comes back, Gohan's about 5 years old. And then so that he's there. He fights alongside Gohan with the Saiyans, and he fights alongside Gohan on Namek. And then he leaves for 1 more year, just to train. Only 1 year, once again. And then he comes back, and then he's around for 3 years because they trained for 3 years for the androids. So right now we have 2 years he's gone, and 3 plus 4, that's 7 years that he was there. And then after that, he trains for the androids. They train with Cell, and now Gohan is, he's about 6 or 7. Yeah, he's 10, but because of the hyperbolic time chamber, so technically the time chamber adds a 4th year. So now we're up to 8 years of him and Gohan. So anyway, Gohan is not 18.
So he's 18 years old.
No, he's not. He's not 18 when Goku comes back. He's 16. He's still a kid. He's still within, like, childhood years. And then he's there from 16 to 18. Then he's there forevermore. So I don't know if you cap off.
Goku's also a nicer guy. Like, even if he's obsessed with fighting and not obsessed with being a good dad, he's also a nice guy. Like, he's kind of just an idiot.
One small point to add on to that too is, so the 7-year thing is probably the biggest period of time that he wasn't around. But people often go, "Oh yeah, what was he not around for? Just because he wanted to fight and train? Is that it? Wow, he ran away from his kid to train." But if you watched, like, the episode or read the manga or whatever the hell, Goku specifically says that, like, "Hey guys, I've noticed this pattern where all these bad guys have come to Earth because of me. The Saiyans came to Earth because of me. Frieza came to Earth to find me. The androids were built because of me. So clearly, I attract some bad blood throughout just my history and my fights. So therefore, for the sake of your guys' future and your guys having a peaceful life, I'm just going to leave for a while. I'm just going to get out of there and let everything clear off. So he left for the safety of his son and for there to be no more conflicts that he would cause that would make stuff happen that would put his family in danger.
Well,
so
like if you compare him to something like Darth Vader or Ego the Living Planet, where their motives are, I want to destroy the galaxy, or I want to, rule the galaxy as this massive dictator. It's different than Goku, Goku's motive is more like, I want to fight, and sometimes that's a good thing, and most of the time it's a good thing if I do fight, because it's usually an asshole I'm fighting.
Yeah. There's like a lot of years where he's not there, but like anytime he is there, he's always a good father. And like half of those years, most of those years where he wasn't there, he was doing it for the sake of keeping peace on Earth, really, for his family. So that's why I think Goku is not a good pick for this.
I agree.
So Goku's the worst dad. He's absent. Lock it in.
Goku, I think, is out of the running.
Yeah.
And I think I gotta go Ego, just because Ego is more of an asshole, and he, like, legitimately kills Peter's dad. And also, Darth Vader didn't know that Luke was his son until he sensed it, and so he probably would have tried to be around more if he had known that his kids had lived, right? And so he might have been a good dad in those years, you never know. But Ego, I think, is going to be my pick, because he doesn't even meet up with Peter, and it's not necessarily out of, like, he does want Yondu to go fetch Peter, but then also you can see, like, underneath he has all those skulls of people, like underneath his planet he has all the skulls of people, and I think that's supposed to be like his kids, right?
Yeah, I think that's implied.
Like biological?
Well, like, because there's that one scene when Ego's walking down the hallway and there's all those eggs, and, like, it opens up and it shows that he's with all these weird alien girls, and it's like he's just trying to, like, spread his seed around so he can have a bunch of children. Do you remember that?
Right, yeah.
And, wait, I mean,
and
I remember that bit, but was that the implication?
I think so. And then the skulls beneath his, like, lair, I think, are all his kids or something.
So, because, hey, like, if those really are his kids, then that would definitely give him much more leverage over Gendo in my eyes. The fact that he killed so many of his own biological children is definitely touche on that, because, I mean, like, Gendo, my whole thing is, like, he tortured the shit out of Shinji when that's not what, Yui wanted at all.
I might be wrong, but I thought those were supposed to be his kids.
No, yeah, I think you're right.
So
I think they're all his kids that he invited to the planet to sort of give him the same proposition, and that they kind of didn't work out.
Because Yondu was sent to go fetch Peter, and I think that was like what he did to a lot of his previous
like Yondu
children.
knew that kind of thing was going to happen to Peter Quill. You know what? I think if we're talking diabolicalness, I think out of all these dads, it's going to have to be Ego.
Well, like, Gendo is not great either, but he does want to unify the planet. Like, that's part of his motive. It's misguided, but he does want to unify the planet because he wants to see his wife again.
Right? Yeah, it's for the purpose of, I just want to see my wife again. Really.
And
so
you know what? Right. If I had to be fair, he also doesn't kill his wife. He doesn't kill Shinji's mom.
He doesn't.
And I feel like I would be more upset if my dad killed my mom than he was just trying to get back to my mom and acted shitty towards me.
Right. Yeah, that's a good point.
So,
yeah, that definitely raises it a little bit, but yeah, I think also adding on to that, if those skulls are his kids, which, I'm willing to just say sure, fuck it. I definitely would think I would pick Ego also over Gendo.
We're not picking Goku.
No.
We're not picking Goku, Christian.
Fuck no.
Can we lock in Ego then?
I'll lock in Ego.
Yeah.
Okay, locking it in. Ego, the living planet, the worst dad in movies /TV/books. Okay, so what's the worst thing out of all of these? We have Clifford the Muppet.
Mm-hmm.
We have
I like Clifford.
Hooters.
Clifford would love
Jell-O.
Hooters.
and we have Ego, the living planet.
I can just imagine Clifford and Ego sitting at Hooters having a nice plate of Jell-O.
Yeah.
I'm going Ego.
Clifford definitely seems like a Jell-O guy.
Oh,
You know
he
what I'm
does.
saying?
Those lips, slurping up Jell-O all day.
Yeah.
Damn.
He probably says, Kermit, this Jell-O tastes like
Kermit."
booty.
Yeah.
Okay.
Anyway,
What do you
I'm
think's
gonna.
the worst?
Mhm.
I want to say Hooters. But,
You want to? Hooters
I mean,
is.
Ego is bad,
Ego.
but like if we think of it as like Ego is a real thing, then he's bad. But he's just a character at the end of the day.
Hooters is a real thing. It's a real corporation. I'm gonna say, you know what? Hooters. I'll
What do
say
you think,
Hooters
Eric?
too.
Well,
We know
Well,
you
'cause
like the wings.
You like Hooters.
We know you
'Cause
like the sights.
Eric is a big Hooters head.
but because when you say like, oh, Ego's a fictional dad, I think what you're saying is like, oh well, this doesn't hurt anyone, it's just it's just fiction at the end of the day. But you guys don't like Hooters, but at the end of the day, who does Hooters hurt?
Who the hurt? Kermit.
Who does Hooters hurt is the alliteration I was trying to spit out.
Well, I feel like maybe it doesn't hurt anybody, but the waitresses working there, I feel like it's gross for them.
Yeah, I feel like they're happy to be there, but I'm sure there are some war stories
Sure.
from them.
All right. Point taken.
And I feel like Hooters is just more gross overall.
Yeah, I feel like I feel like there's more stories of people being weird at Hooters than not.
Sure.
Okay.
Ego would never go to Hooters.
I think he would, because he's with all those aliens. There's probably like space Hooters, like in
Dude,
Space Dandy.
He puts tumors and all those titties up there.
Oh yeah. How many times can we say titties in one episode?
Well, I don't know. We talk about Hooters.
Talk about Hooters. We talked about Flubber. We
Yeah,
talked about
he's
Jell-O.
got some green titties.
I like Flubber. Flubber's my guy.
Jesus Christ.
Well,
What?
we're not picking best thing ever. Okay, so can we lock in Hooters is the worst thing ever?
Sure, yeah. No, you guys convinced me. It's cool.
Log it
All
in.
right, Hooters it is. That's the worst thing ever. Thank you very much for listening to the worst things ever.
And thanks to Kevin S.
Thank you, Kevin S, for that topic. Thank you very much. And yeah, hey, if you want to submit a topic, you can email us at worstthingspodcast@gmail.com to get your topic read just like Kevin on the show. Or if you want to hit us up with why you think Red Robin's or Red Lobster is the worst chain restaurant, email us. Let us know. Let us know who you think is the worst fictional dad. Hey, you can follow us at Twitter at worstThingsCast. And DM us there if you disagree with any of our topics. You can check us out. You can check us out on iTunes, but also we've been doing this poll thing, so if you want to contribute to that, you can do that as well. Is there anything you guys want to say?
All fries are good.
Okay, great. My name's Zack Weiss. You can follow me at Twitter at ZackJWeiss.
And I'm Christian. Follow me at Twitter at DressUpDoggy.
And I'm Eric. You can follow me on Twitter at Ricky Bear. Ricky like the name, Bear like the animal. Good night, folks.
This is the worst things ever. Goodbye.
Bye. All right. So wait, before we start recording for real, I'm gonna go to the bathroom.
Okay.
Okay, great.